looking at what are organizational priorities and then trying to tie it to a sustainable outcome that would be an easier way.
Welcome to Stuck in Design, where our founders share candid conversations about design, creativity, and business. Let's begin. So today we have actually a question from one of our followers on Stuck's Instagram.
We have followers?
Yeah. Her name is Lawrence, and she would actually like to know kind of how design can approach or contribute to sustainability, and how we as designers can weave sustainability into a design brief.
I'd say if there's no clear business indication that sustainability is an objective in your design brief, it doesn't mean that it's off the table. Rather, it's just lower on the priorities for the particular organization. And there are two things worth considering in this situation. One is from a user standpoint, if the project is driven by user insights or by research, being able to place user needs within the brief and then being able to tie those needs to a sustainable kind of prerogative or objective might be one way to get that back into the brief. The second way to do that is from I guess more from a business lens, that if you look at it, the reality is businesses and consumers don't really want to pay for sustainability. They'll tell you, hey, we want it, but at the same time, they don't want to pay for it, or they're not willing to pay for it yet. So, and that's the reality of the kind of the current landscape in, I guess, markets that are developing sensitivity towards sustainable issues or consumer sensitivity towards the sustainable options out there. Then as a designer or as a program manager or whoever is planning the brief, looking at what are organizational objectives and looking at things which are related to profits or processes or other parts that are actually organizational priorities, and then trying to fit that into your brief to tie it to a sustainable outcome, that would be an easier way. So for example, to illustrate, if price point or profit is a big part of that particular project objective, being able to weave in how sustainability can link to price point or to reduce use of materials or efficiency in shipping, those are all things which then would align well with organizational goals, and then you can kind of sneak in sustainability objectives into your brief.
Actually, that is kind of related to a video that I just watched earlier today, actually, that people were basically, asking why recycling rates are so low. And the video's main point was that recycling is a business, and if it's not a sustainable business, then it's not going to work out and you're not going to have high recycling rates. Yep. And yeah, I think it just never, dawned on me as a consumer that in order for there to actually be sustainable recycling, then it has to work as a business. Yeah, and yeah, so I thought that was quite a nice.
Yeah, no, same thing. Because I was just reading an article, like a really long article about Nespresso, and they were criticizing the fact that they are not releasing data on its take-back programs, how much aluminium pots they are recycling, because it has to go through their own proprietary process. And like you said, it is a business imperative. If Nestle can find a way to monetize that, and monetize that in a way that makes consumers feel good, also works with importantly work with their behaviors and their habits, then that starts to become a cohesive system. The challenge is always every locality is different. So your organizational sustainable goals versus what your municipality or your neighborhood or your city can pull off needs that kind of alignment. So it really is, trying to thread the needle, the eye of the needle.
Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next week to get stuck in design.